Oh, look at the colors. Not yet, no. Although it is true my husband Torygg was the High King, and I am his widow. Now is not the time to lay claim to such a title. This land is riven by war, and her people suffer for it. The Stormcloaks are a blight on Skyrim, and like any blight, must be purged. Only then will I take my rightful place as High Queen. Because that's what traitorous cowards do when they desire power. Ulfric coveted the High King's throne. He thought he deserved it more than Torygg. And so he came before my husband and he shouted with that terrible voice, like something out of a legend or a nightmare. When Ulfric unleashed such fury, my husband, he simply ceased to be. That is all I will say, for it grieves me to speak of it. A question I am all too familiar with. One my very Thanes ask often. They worry that Tullius is so focused on the war that he risks forgetting what's best for our people. The real irony is that, while General Tullius is certainly no Nord, the people of Skyrim would be lost without him. Trust is always difficult, especially for my people. Yet we must trust in Tullius's leadership. For what other choice do we have? Oh, I thought that matter was handled. I think Falk is taking care of that. Be well. Pray for Solitude and my husband. If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. With the passing of my dear husband Torygg, the weighty position of Jarl has fallen to me. Please direct questions to my steward.
Do you have business with the court? That remains to be seen. By rights, she has a legitimate claim as High Queen of Skyrim. But we must have the support of the other Jarls for that claim to have any meaning. Should they accept her rule, we will have peace. Of course he does. What sort of a question is that? Maybe you've been listening to Erikur. There's been loose talk among some of the Thanes, and I suspect he's the cause of it. You'll pay those rumors no heed if you wish to retain your welcome in this city. She may be young, but Elisif is the Jarl by right. And here in Skyrim, if nothing else, we respect the traditions of our fathers' fathers. You do well to remember that. Absolutely not. That wing has been sealed for hundreds of years, and for good reason. They say the ghost of Pelagius the Mad still haunts it. Ghost or not, there are reminders of his dark rule that are best left buried away. Feel free to return to me with questions. The Blue Palace is an open forum. You mean the Dragon Bridge issue? I'll be honest with you, I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work. The cave has a bad history. Long ago, Potema the Wolf Queen used it for necromantic rituals. That's where it got the name. That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now, but everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted. Please, feel welcome in the Court of Solitude.
Please address all questions to the steward, Folk Firebeard.
Oh, look at the colors. If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. Be well. Pray for Solitude and my husband.
Be quick. I have little patience for mundane concerns. If I needed something from you, you would know it. I was, to my shame. The whole court was in attendance. I've seen much in my time, but that was a gruesome day. Ulfric showed up at the Gates of Solitude requesting an audience. We thought he was here to ask Torygg to declare independence. By the time we realized Ulfric was here to challenge Torygg, it was already too late. By Nord custom, once the challenge was issued in court, Torygg had no choice but to accept. Had he not, Ulfric would have had cause to call a new moot and a new vote for High King. Torygg had some martial training, of course, but it mattered little that day. When Ulfric's lips parted, when he unleashed the power of the Thu'um, that shout, that ancient and terrible tongue, ripped Torygg asunder. I was a member of the court during the reign of Torygg's father. It was Torygg who appointed me to the position. Very. I helped raise him. Oh, I could not have been more proud to see Torygg on the throne. He made a fine king. A fine king. Nothing. I'm busy, and I don't like being bothered unless I'm expecting something from you. Oh, don't give me that look. Fine, I suppose I can find some menial task to set your mind on. We have something of a vampire problem. Bodies have been found with blood drained. I know of a den nearby you can wipe out as a precaution. I don't expect you to be capable of even that. I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this. I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge. Vampires are clever hunters. More clever than you, definitely.
Do you have business with the court?
Please address all questions to the steward, Folk Firebeard.
The Jarl is not to be disturbed with common affairs of court. You direct those concerns to me. Feel free to return to me with questions.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward.
My duty is to keep the Jarl
Be
safe,
well.
not play
Pray for
nursemaid to you
Solitude and my
sycophants.
husband.
got a little work if you're interested, traveler.
I'm a little busy at the moment. I've got all sorts of errands to run.
Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass.
Feel free to make requests. Sure. What can I do for you? Yes. There's nothing like a good song to listen. Sure. What can I do for you? Yes. This one's a favorite of mine. A legend we all know and love. Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes. With a voice-wielding power of the ancient Nord art. Believe, the Dragonborn comes. It's an end to the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, the Dragonborn comes.
By blade or by spell. If you want it dead, I'll make it dead.
Spare some
All you
gold
need
for
to
a
do
veteran?
is pay my fee.
True, I may look the part of dashing swordsman, but I prefer the art of wit to that of
training at the
warfare.
college?
I fight with
Absolutely
both
not.
blade and
I
spell.
prefer to be near enough to
I'd
come
say I'm
visit,
equipped to
but
handle
free to come
nearly
and go
any
as I
threat.
please.
So, shall we talk price?
What the?
I'm a little busy at the moment. I've got all sorts of errands to run.